Today, we're looking at a huge shift in healthcare, one that's really designed for people who expect the very best. I mean, imagine swapping a sterile, cold hospital room for a five-star resort, but without making any compromise on medical excellence. Well, that's exactly the promise of a premier medical vacation. And there's one place that has absolutely perfected it: Phuket, Thailand. So let's dive into how they pulled it off.
For most of us, this has always been an either-or choice, right? You either buckle down for a necessary medical procedure with all the stress and clinical vibes that come with it, or you plan a totally separate, relaxing trip to some tropical paradise to recharge. The two have always felt like they belong in completely different universes. But what if they didn't have to? And right there, that's where Phuket just completely rewrites the rulebook. The whole thing is built on this really powerful idea that world-class healthcare and a luxury vacation don't just happen to exist in the same place. They actually make each other better. This is the single concept that has turned the island into a global powerhouse for medical tourism. So, how exactly does Phuket deliver on such a big promise? Well, it's not magic. It's a very carefully built value proposition that stands on three key pillars: absolutely uncompromising quality, incredible financial value, and a recovery experience that honestly just redefines what it means to heal. Let's break those down. Okay, first things first, let's talk about quality, because let's be honest, without that, none of the rest of this matters. The phrase medical tourism can sometimes make people wonder if they're cutting corners. But Phuket's top-tier facilities, they're benchmarked against the absolute highest global standard you can find. The key thing to remember here is this acronym, JCI. This is the very same US-based organization that accredits the world's most famous and elite hospitals. When a place like Bangkok Hospital Phuket earns this seal, it means they meet the highest international standards for safety, for technology, and for quality of care. And of course, they're staffed with internationally trained specialists. All right, now for the value part, because this is where the financial side of things becomes impossible to ignore. Once you know that the quality is truly world-class, the cost comparison is, well, it's pretty staggering. For the exact same procedures, you're looking at just a fraction of what you'd pay in the United States or over in Europe. Seriously, we're talking about savings of 50 to 80%. Just let that sink in for a second. And this isn't just some small discount on the procedure itself. We're talking about savings that can cover the whole package: the hospital stay, medication, aftercare, the works. It's a number that just completely changes the game. And this quote really gets to the heart of that final and most unique piece of the puzzle: the recovery. Instead of a clinical room, picture yourself recovering in a luxury resort. You've got wellness activities, amazing views of the ocean. This whole approach, it isn't just nice to have. It actively helps you heal, both physically and mentally. It turns something you have to do into a journey that's actually restorative. So what's holding all of this up? I mean, this isn't just a few random clinics scattered around. Phuket has methodically built a robust, truly world-class health hub. Let's take a look at the infrastructure that actually makes all this possible. At the very heart of it all are these major institutions, like Bangkok Hospital Phuket and Bangkok Hospital Siratraj. And look, these aren't just hospitals. They're huge medical centers. They've got the latest tech, a deep bench of internationally trained specialists, and dedicated English-speaking staff to make sure everything is seamless. And their expertise in fields like cardiology, orthopedics, and fertility, it really does rival the best in the world. And you should know, none of this is happening by accident. It's all part of a very deliberate national strategy. This long-term vision is backed by some serious government investment, like the new $131 million Andaman International Health Center. This kind of commitment signals stability and a focus on positioning Phuket as a permanent world-class destination for high-end health and wellness. Now, you might be thinking, what about Bangkok? And that's a great question. It's really important to see them as complementary, not as direct competitors. Bangkok is still the go-to hub for super complex or rare conditions, just because of the sheer number of options there. But Phuket has perfected its own niche, combining elite medical treatment with a peaceful vacation-style recovery. And that makes it the absolute best choice for elective procedures, cosmetic work, and wellness treatments. And the patient journey itself, it's designed to be completely effortless. It all starts with virtual consultations from the comfort of your own home. When you get there, the arrival and transfers are totally seamless. The treatment, as we've said, is world-class. And maybe most importantly, the entire recovery phase is framed as a resort-style experience. It's a true concierge-level process from start to finish. Okay, so with all of that on the table, let's get down to brass tacks. Is this the right choice for you? In this last section, we'll run through the most popular treatments and a few key things you'll want to think about.
So, what are people flying to Phuket for? Well, the island has really carved out a name for itself in a few key areas. Cosmetic surgery and dental work are huge, mainly because those procedures benefit so much from a private, beautiful, and relaxing place to recover. But the island is also a major center for wellness, fertility, and common elective surgeries like orthopedics. And just to give you a sense of the scale here, clinics in Phuket performed over 100,000 cosmetic procedures back in 2020. When you have that kind of volume, you build an incredible amount of deep expertise and really refined processes. It truly establishes the island as a center of excellence. Of course, it's always important to have a balanced perspective. For extremely rare or highly specialized conditions, Bangkok probably offers more options. And remember, during peak tourist season, accommodation prices can go up. And just like with any big medical decision anywhere on the planet, you have to do your homework. Double-check your insurance and meticulously research the credentials of your doctor and the facility. So when you boil it all down, this is what you're left with. The Phuket proposition is this powerful combination of three things: premium, internationally accredited healthcare, made way more affordable, and all delivered in an environment that literally promotes healing and well-being. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. We've talked about the what, the why, and the how of Phuket's amazing model. But the bigger question is what it all represents. Is this the new standard we should all expect for patient care? A future where the tough process of recovery is actually transformed into something that feels like a reward